Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, you guys! Oh, I know it's not Christmas yet, but it's going to be Christmas pretty soon. And before you know it, Bee and Johnny are going to be seeing you guys. It's December. December 2. And Bee is going to try to send you a lot of Christmas wishes right up until the day we get there. So I have some books here for you today. And this one, this one is called The Mitten. Remember this one? So here we go. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. So we have his grandma and the snow outside. I bet you won't be seeing much snow. And look at all that. And then we've got the side one with grandma again in the shape of a mitten. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. And here's Baba making some mittens. There she is, knitting those mittens. And there's the picture coming up. We have there, it looks like snow. And Baba and his grandson. Making mittens. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound. But then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. Oh dear, look at that. Can you see the mittens? Let me get it closer. There they are. Here's the house. And then it's feeding the geese. You can see his footprints. It goes bump, 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 bump right to the tree. He didn't make it very far. And look at him. He's dropped the mitten already. And there is what's going to come up next. What kind of animal is that? Remember? A mole, tired from tumbling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. Here's the house. Here's the tree. Here's that mole going to climb inside that mitten. Here's the boy's footprints going off. What we're going to see now. Oh, see, I see it. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. There's that rabbit backing right into that mitten. The mole's in there too, and now what's coming up? Can you tell what that is? Looks kind of big. Oh, next the hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. Here, look at them. Rabbits in there, moles in there. Now we've got this porcupine getting in there. So what's this? What's going to come next to this busy, big mitten house? As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, A big owl, attracted by commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinting talons, they quickly let him in. Look at that. He's got some pretty big feet, doesn't he? Sharp nails on there. And they all look out there and they go, I guess we better let this guy in here. He looks like he needs business. What might we have next coming in? A teeny tiny little face. Can you see him? Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. Oh, so what do we have? A badger? Oh, man. Here, let's zero in on that badger because he's a big guy. He's bigger than all the rest of them so far, and he's got a white and black head. Kind of like a skunk. Look at all those guys. 4 of them in there, in that mitten. How'd they get in there? You're looking at that badger, and now look what's coming. Oh my goodness, how could that be? How could that be? It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped by to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox hooked his muzzle in when the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth. They gave the fox lots of room. I guess I would too if I were them. So let's see here. Look at that great big fox. Can you see that? Trying to get in that mitten with the owl and the hedgehog and the badger, and the mole, and the rabbit. And what do we have here? Oh my gosh, is that a bear? Do you think it's a bear? A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched, it was pulled and bulged to many times its size. But Baba's good news held fast. Look at that huge bear. It's so big it fills up the entire screen. Not to mention, oh, look at how this mitten has grown. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we'll have to see how that's gonna work out. And I wonder what we have coming up again. What is that little tiny guy there? All along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of a bear's nose. See that? Oh my gosh. Can you see that little mouse on top of the bear's nose? Look at all those animals. Which animals can you see in there? The fox, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the mouse. What else is in there? And look at the boy. I think he finally notices he's lost his mitten. How will he ever get it back with all those people and animals inside of his mitten? The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. And watched them fly around. Wow. They're all flying off. Look at that great big sneeze that bear is giving. And look at them all flying off and away out of that mitten. And look at the boy running. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was a lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. How lucky is he to find that? You see that? And here's the boy, Nicky. He sees his mitten and he's running to get it through the snow. As he ran to catch his snow white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First she looked to see if he was safe and sound. Then she looked to see that he still had his new mitten. Isn't he lucky that he still has that new mitten somehow or other? There it is. There's his house with Baba in it. And there he is with his mitten. Kind of stretched out, but he's still got it anyway, doesn't he? And there's Baba. What do you think she's thinking here as she looks at these two mittens? You see her look on her face? She's thinking, one's small, one's very large. How did that happen? Do you think she'll ever find out? That is the end of this story. So Mitten. And now it's time to say goodbye again. And here is a little picture of Michigan, a map of Michigan that says Happy Holidays. I'll see you soon, people. I love you. Did you get my kiss? Bye.